Yes, I am. I'm gonna try to go landscape, see if this works this time. Hey, I think it worked. It's telling me to rotate it back. It's locked. I don't know why it's locked. Maybe I can unlock it. Can I unlock it? Can't unlock it. I don't get it. Why is this doing this to me? Well, anyway, I'm back online. If anybody wants to join me, I got about an hour before I make it back home. Whoop whoop. I am in Kentucky, real close to the Kentucky Raceway, probably about 10 miles away. I left Louisville, got something to eat, filled up with gas. Is at this place called 5 Star. Have a lot of sandwiches and stuff. Man, it's kind of scary getting road food. Now that's real road food there when you're getting road food at gas stations that are not national chains. But the gas station was, but the food store wasn't. I've seen a few of them around Louisville area. Anyway, I decided to get the sandwich that was dated today. Supposed to be made fresh daily. They had a Philly cheesesteak. I don't know why I torture myself like that. I know I like my cheesesteaks too much to be getting from gas stations. The last really good one I had was in Alexander, out there by DC. Anyway, this is a little sandwich. Hold me over until I get home. Hope it was edible, not make me sick. I took a few bites of it. Tastes pretty good. I think better than I can do at home, so I give it on that. Did it make me feel like I was back in Philadelphia? Probably not. But anyway, I had to hold me over till I get home. Felt a little funny on my stomach, so I quit eating it. Only had a couple bites left. Anyway, people was asking questions earlier. I was answering a few. So, headed back home from my trip. Got the phone charged up somewhat. If anybody got any questions they can ask, I'll answer the best I can. Tell you what's going on, whatnot. I'm gonna get home. This is Christmas Eve. So, hang out with the family the rest of the day. Last year, I think it was. Yeah, last year we made Christmas sweaters. I don't know if they made Christmas sweaters yesterday or not. They were supposed to. I got this little hat when I donated blood a couple weeks ago. I started not to get it. It looked so corny, but it was festive. Christmas lights and stuff like that on it. Got a little button you push and it flashes lights. Fast, slow, and steady. Thank you, I will. So, anyway, I put this hat on when I go in the stores and whatnot. Put it on slow fast. I'm not trying to give nobody a seizure. And, man, I get back in the car, kind of dark outside. I see these lights flashing when I get back in the car. I think the police trying to pull somebody over. It's my hat flashing in the car, scaring me. So I try to keep it off when I'm in the car. Ain't trying to scare myself while I'm driving. But it's festive, the kids like it. People say it's fun, holiday stuff. So just headed back to the house. I was live earlier today. Man, I think about 2 hours. Phone started dying, overheating, a couple other things. Had to get something to eat, get some gas, stuff like that. So I shut it down. So I'm back live and in color now. But man, for some reason, I think they might have raised the national speed limit for the holiday. Because most people are going 15 over. I normally win races. I'm losing races today. They blowing by me like I'm in the way. Like they running late to a Christmas party. But anyway, everything's going smooth. Panther's running great. I'm about, 200 miles away from 500,000 miles. So I'm not going to hit that today. Probably hit it Sunday. We'll see. Tomorrow or Sunday. I'll probably still be in Ohio, that's for sure. I'll hit it before I get out of Ohio. So for those of you that played the Guess the Mileage game, if you guessed the day after Christmas, and you guessed I'd be in Ohio somewhere, you're probably going to be a winner. Because I wouldn't have guessed it. I'd have thought I'd have been past this mark in September. And here I am in December, just getting up there. It's been overcast since Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I hit a wall of coverage. Sun was out bright in Mississippi. I left Hattiesburg this morning, and as soon as I hit the Alabama area, Tuscaloosa, cloud cover. Nice, deep cloud cover. Dark enough to run with your parking lights on. You know, like if you're ready to get dark outside. But hadn't run into any rain, that's good. Especially with people driving as aggressive and fast as they are. When I went around Louisville, that was a lot of traffic. Probably around Louisville and around Nashville was about the most traffic I've seen today. And now that I'm up near the Kentucky Speedway, if you Google Kentucky Speedway, I'm on Highway 71 headed north. I'm at exit 55 right now, getting right past this Kentucky Speedway next mile or two. That's where I'm at, on the planet. Headed to Cincinnati, home for the holiday, or for Christmas that is. Then Sunday, I'm planning on heading out towards New York. I'm gonna hit Pennsylvania, New York, come back to Cincinnati for New Year's, and then a couple of days after that, head up to Chicago. So I'm on the road, cruising along. I was helping a lady a couple days ago in Cincinnati. I don't tinker on too many cars in Cincinnati. And she's having major power issues. Car losing power while I was trying to drive up hills and stuff. And it's stalling occasionally. In general, my train of thought is she's got a fuel pump that's dying. I don't know if it's ever had a fuel pump. She hadn't had the car that long, maybe a year and a half. But I recommended that we order a fuel pump. So I ordered a fuel pump a couple days ago. I get a text message from her yesterday asking me if I thought she could make it from Cincinnati to Bowling Green, Kentucky. That's about 200 miles. If I had a car that was struggling driving and stalling, that would definitely be a town car. A car that I only drove around town. I wouldn't be trying to drive 200 miles out of the way. Man, you know how much a tow job is? Your car break down 150, 200 miles away from home. That'd be a $700-800 tow job. It is not worth it. As I tell people, this is not 911. It's not that important for me to leave home to get stuck on the road with no car. It's just not. So I don't think she tried it. I hadn't seen her on the road nowhere. And Hopefully she didn't try it. Let me try to do something here. Cut off my Bluetooth. My little Bluetooth thing here. My car was running and draining its battery, so I cut it off. But the road here, now that I got about 20 miles outside of Louisville, the traffic lightened up a little bit, but the pace is still a little fast. So, just cruising along. I appreciate you all tuning in. Thanks for watching. If you got any questions or anything, go ahead and ask. Thanks for your support, watching the videos, taking a few minutes to hang out with me while I drive this rest of the way home. I guess I'm probably an hour away from home right now. Give or take a couple minutes. I should be there in an hour. And kick back, long drive. I left this morning, probably around 4:30 in the morning. Took off to head home. So I'll get home 4 o'clock, 10.5 hour drive. Nice, been pretty comfortable for the most part. Not as crazy as it was a couple days ago. People trying to run me off the road, stuff like that. Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Alright, what we got here? How soon is Robert DIY going to hit 5? Man, I'm going to hit 500,000 miles Sunday. I'm about 190 miles away from that. I got about 70, 80 miles to get home. Probably about 60 miles to hit home. Next couple days, I don't see me driving enough mileage to hit 500,000. So it's probably going to be Sunday. Woo! Forgot to cut the stereo off before I cut that tape adapter off. So Sunday will be the magic day. I got to take a look on that contest and see who's going to win that contest. Closest person to the date and the closest person to the location. I've been collecting a few things along the way, things I've been duplicating, tools and things like that. So whoever wins the contest, I'm probably going to let them pick what they want. Pick their own deal, pick their own prize, and I imagine they'll like it and find more use out of it that way. And everything I got for the contest I'll give away, so I'll just keep letting it trickle out. People can get things they want. And I guess I'll send FCP a message, let them know I hit that milestone to see what they want to contribute to them. Or maybe I'll just send the main winner information to them and they'll send you a little gift from FCP. None of the other vendors that I sent messages to about that seemed interested enough to let me know they wanted to participate and give away any prizes for me hitting that 500,000 miles. So let's start on a little bit of a chance for some little bit of marketing PR. Guess they don't need it. Nah, I support them anyway. Tell people to buy parts from them all the time. Weather's overcast, but it's pretty nice. Mid-50s. I kind of like it in the mid-50s. So that's comfortable for me. I just had my AC going because I kept cooling my phone down from time to time. So my phone hopefully will run cool the rest of the way. You are welcome for the videos. Glad you found them. Makes an old beater easy to own when you know how to fix it. And you got all the resources to fix it. YouTube, Volvo forums, Matthew Volvo site. A lot of resources out there to help you fix these cars, keep them running good and running strong on the road. Oh man, the roads in Cincinnati are horrible. The streets, man, they could pave a road after it being closed for 3 years, and they had the nerve to pave it rough. I think some government official in the Cincinnati area hates sports cars. Hates it. Roads are horrible. Panther, of course, has sports suspension. Bilstein B6 HD shocks and struts. Heavy duty springs. Anti-sway bar. Bam. I actually avoid riding on a couple of streets that's so rough. This doesn't make sense. And to pave them rough, it's disappointing. I-75 being a parking lot, it's usually moving okay the times I get on there. I avoid it when it's on certain rush hours, and I avoid the areas that are parking lots. So I do pretty good getting around there. Hadn't really got stuck in the parking lot situation on that thing. I don't see any more questions right now, but I might have to kick this AC back on. Get a little warm here. FPCM. Man, I don't know exactly what that is. I'd have to look that up. I also have a couple of real Volvo mechanics that answers questions like that for me. Now, I don't know if a FPFM or CM. FPCM is a fuel pump control module. I don't know. If it is, I can find out. I got Vita, so anytime there's something in Vita somebody needs, I can look it up there. Yeah, fuel pump control module. To be honest with you, I haven't even heard of that. I know those cars don't have fuel pump relays like my car does. Most of the time, if you got a fuel pump issue, everything's in that fuel pump sending unit. I don't think there's a way to hack into any kind of control module or relay outside of that tank. So, if you're having fuel delivery problems, I think you're going to have to change the fuel pump. Okay, so have you scanned it with codes from Vita? Somebody said they think they're having fuel delivery problems and they're looking for the fuel pump control module, and they put a new fuel pump in it. My first question is, did you test the fuel pump before you put it in? I know people that have purchased brand new fuel pumps that didn't work. Sad, but true. You got to test any brand new part you can before you install it. Yeah, I mean, you got to test the pump, put power on it, make sure you hear that thing cut on. Sometimes you can dunk it in some fuel, see if it'll circulate or pump fuel before you install it. I test almost everything before I install it in the car, unless it takes 10 minutes to do it. If it takes 10 minutes, I go ahead and put it in. Ain't no big deal. If it takes 10 hours, I want to test that before I install it. So I would recommend testing the fuel pump. If the fuel pump works, you know it's pumping gas, you know it works, you hook it up, then I would scan the vehicle with VIDA. You got those cars newer than 98. Unfortunately, they got that network. You got to scan them with VIDA, see if there's something else going on, stopping the fuel pump from coming on. Like I said, I don't know if they got a control module or not, but a cam sensor or a crank sensor or some kind of timing related sensor could shut down the fuel pump. You know, gotta check that stuff out. Fenders, bumpers, redid my headliner, dashboard from your videos. I have never worked on a car before, any of it. Well, Campman, I appreciate you letting me know you're having success with working on your vehicle from watching the videos. My goal when making videos is that somebody that's 14 years old or older can take the videos, watch it, and complete the task at hand. It doesn't do me or you or anybody any good to post a video that doesn't get you through the entire process. And there's a lot of other YouTubers out there that do. I just happen to be the Volvo guy that's doing it, and I own Volvo cars, so I get a lot of practice on my raggedy cars. So there you have it. I'm glad you're having success. Thanks for watching the videos and for your support, being a subscriber. Hey, thanks a lot for coming back in. Yeah, having no fuel at the rail. Gotta scan that thing with VIDA, sad to say. Jack, Johnsontown, PA. My 15 year old son fixes my car with your videos. Awesome. That's the success story. That's the plan. Kevin, let's see what Kevin had to say. Looks like I'm merging on the 75 here. From 71, it turns into 71 and 75. Gotta watch this curve so I don't crash my car into the guardrail. What is your favorite Volvo? I've always had P80s and P2s, but I just got, something happened. I just got a 96 960 and I absolutely love that thing. Man, you know, I almost don't like answering that question anymore, because I think my favorite Volvo of all times was my 960. I had 2 or 3 of them, donated 1 or 2 of them away, sold one, sold another one, and man, I really enjoyed the cars. Now, my 960 was not as comfortable as my 850, mainly because I'm a smaller guy, and I think that 960 is more comfortable for people 5'8" and taller. I'm 5'4" and a half. I fit better in the 850 S&V 70s, these cars. Man, that thing was strong. That 960 drove strong, really solid chassis, didn't break near as often as these 850s do. The parts were, I think, more heavy duty. And they're a rear-wheel drive car, that adds another level of fun to it. But now, don't get me wrong, I really like these 850s. And I've never got into a P2, partly because some of the P2 stuff is heavier duty, so it's harder to work on them. And it's all network, those network vehicles. You gotta have Vita to troubleshoot them. They have a little more electronic gremlins in them. They're not as easy to work on as the older cars. That's just mainly it, you know. A more expensive car to own, a newer car like that. And they're a little tougher to work on. Now, like I said, I've never owned one, so I can't attest to how comfortable they are riding around the country and stuff like that. But most people say they're real comfortable cars, so I don't doubt that they're not real comfortable. But now, let me say this before I move on about the cars. People don't want to hear this, but I'm saying anyway. I personally would never buy another 960. Just can't do it. The primary reason is those cars were mostly purchased by rich people. People that had money. People that was solid financially. That car was designed to compete against BMWs, Mercedes, stuff like that, Jaguars, and they did that successfully, in my opinion. However, the cars held up so well that a lot of companies never made aftermarket parts for them because they weren't breaking. To add the icing on the cake, most of the owners that owned them, professionals, were not interested in putting aftermarket parts on the car. So you got the fact that they're not breaking, you got the fact that the owners are not interested in aftermarket stuff, so there is really no secondary market for 960 Volvo parts. Fast forward 25 years is where we're at. Most of these cars are 25 years old and older. Now they're starting to break. Bushings are wearing out, suspension parts are failing. Nobody has parts for them. One of my strong beliefs are, when you can't get parts for them, get rid of them. I don't want nothing to break on my car and I can't fix it. What good does that do me? That doesn't do me any good. I don't want to be scrounging in the sewage system looking for parts for my car. It's just not worth it. There's too many other nice, good cars out there. Just do something else. So, as much as I love the 960s, I don't think I'll ever own another one. Not even if somebody gave it to me. I don't want the hassle, you know. I got enough stress in my life not to add that stress of something breaking and not being able to find the part from the heck. Right now, I'm shipping 960 wheels from Cincinnati to San Diego, California, because the lady claims she can't find wheels for the car. I sent her 3 a couple months ago, and I finally found another one on this new wagon I got. Take that wheel off there and send it to her. So, as much as I like 960s, I wouldn't own another one. So if you call me telling me you're considering buying one, I'm going to tell you don't do it. Just don't. Thank you, Edward. I appreciate that shout out. How much should you expect to spend on what? DBO. Let me see if I can find where you asked the question. You have to repeat the question. I don't know what you're talking about spending on. Alright. Back to Edward. If I can get the fuel running, I will be happy again. I understand. I got a running, driving V70 5-speed for $400 and have been able to fix everything from your videos. You deserve more recognition. I couldn't afford to send my car to a shop. Heck, I can't afford to send my car to the shop. Man, Volvo dealer shop fees are like $175 an hour. Now, you take a PCV job that the book time is 5 or 6 hours. You're talking about $1,000 just to do the PCV system for the parts and the labor. You can piece together parts, $130, and do it yourself. Take anywhere from 2 to 6 hours and save $800, you know. So, yeah, and then independent shops that are good and will do a job right, they're averaging $125 an hour. I mean, if you can't fix it yourself, take it to a good shop. If you can't find a good shop, take it to the dealer. You know, you just don't want the stuff hacked up. If somebody hack it up, you probably can't afford to get it fixed twice. Then you end up junking the car. But I do appreciate the fact that some of you are having success with using the videos, fixing your own car. That's why I post them, to help people that can't afford the shop fees and the dealer fees. I'm not trying to cut out no shops and no dealers. I'm trying to help people that they're not taking their car to the shop or to the dealer because they can't afford those $100+ an hour fees. That's where we're at, many of us in life. How about 240s? Did you ever have one? How do you rate them? I've had a lot of 200 series Volvos, several of them, 260s, 262C Bertone, maybe 1 or 2 240s that I got to flip or donate to people. I had 740 red block, put 400,000 miles on one of those, and 960s. To me, the 240s are the cockroach of automobiles. Those things are bulletproof, solid as a rock. When all the other cars quit running because of 5G antennas and COVID, the 240s will be the only things on the road. That being said, starting to get into some aspects of part issues with them, but it's easier to find parts for a 240 than it is a 960. So I'm all for it. It's just not as fun to drive as an 850. 850s handle a lot better. easier to get them fixed. But the 240s don't break down as much, and they're simpler cars. Not too much simpler, a little bit simpler, rear-wheel drive. I love them. I mean, I think everybody should have one as a spare car. Thanks for the shout out. Expect to spend, I still don't know where you're going with this. How much do you expect to spend on what 850? I don't know. I mean, do I have the car that I'm getting to you? I don't know. You know, you can find an 850 that needs $6,000 worth of work. You can find an 850 that you can put $15,000, $20,000 into. Or you can find an 850 that all you want to do is keep it running until you do something else. So if you can stick a key in it, start it and drive it till it falls apart. Keep oil and coolant in it, keep going. Now if you're trying to restore an 850, whatever condition it is in, you just got to assess that. Look at the videos. The videos have comments in the description area that estimate repairs. So if you're looking at doing a roof liner in the car, go to that video, look in the description. There's probably 2 or 3 prices in the description. The first price is what it'll probably cost you to fix it yourself. The second price is an estimate of what it will cost to get it fixed at an independent shop or a specialty shop. The third price is what it will cost to get that fixed at a dealer. So I don't know what the car needs. I hadn't seen it. I don't know what it costs you to get it fixed. I have no idea. Now, if that's something that we got scheduled, then send me a text message. I can answer that. But that question is kind of out there. I don't know what you're looking at. I don't understand the question. Also have an S60 race car. S60 race car. Woo woo. Want to change the auto trans to manual in that one. They do have manuals, but I will say this. I doubt that you can outshift an automatic. Most race cars where people are really doing racing are automatics. You can't outshift the automatic, man. So if you want to keep that car a race car and win races, leave that thing an auto. That's just my take. You know, it's hard to outshift an automatic in a race. Now, if you're jacking around...
In half a mile, keep left at the fork to continue on I-75 North. Follow signs for Dayton, US 50 West.
If you're jacking around on the street, you can preemptive strike people with a manual. And manuals are funner to drive. But as far as a really racing in a race car, automatic's going to be quicker.
Keep left at the fork to continue on I-75 North, then take exit 1D.
I'm about...
Welcome to Ohio.
I made it to Ohio. I'm about 10 minutes from home. Cincinnati, Ohio skyline. Let me see.
Take exit 1D, then merge onto US 50 West.
Guys, that skyline of Cincinnati there. Woo woo. Some of the skyline of Cincinnati. Let me see if I can answer any more of these questions before I get home. You can hear the stuff in the car bouncing
Continue
around.
on US 50 West for 1.5 miles.
Bouncing around on these rough Cincinnati roads already. Up, the phone is trying to overheat. Okay, so somebody had a statement about their car being totaled. My opinion is, if you got a piece of junk car and it gets smashed, yeah, let the insurance company total it out. If you got a car...
In half a mile, use the second from the right lane to take the Elberon Avenue exit.
Let me try to cut this navigation system. If you got a car that you've been putting money into and you think it might be worth a few dollars and it gets into an accident, don't let the insurance company bully you around and total out your car for some peanuts. One of my buddies used to be a viewer. I don't know if he views it so much anymore. He's got a 95, or had a 95 T5R exactly like Panther. The model. He did some modifications to it, brake upgrades, and some things like that. I'm in Cincinnati, man. These roads are horrible. Sorry about the shaking. Somebody rode him off the road. He smashed the car into a tree. Totaled it. There ain't no way they can fix this car. This car is done. The insurance company came at him and said, man, sorry your car got smashed, but we're going to be nice to you. It's an old car. We're going to give you $4,800 minus your deductible. So you're going to get $4,300. He said, I don't think so. I got too much money into the car. So you're like, well, you know, it's an old car, blah, blah, blah. You have full coverage. Long story short, they wrote him a check over $21,000 for his 95 Volvo 850 T5R. So, don't let these people total your cars out for peanuts. Tell them, hey, you got this wrong. I got money into the car. These cars are rare. They're worth money. They're R models or limited edition. This one was in great shape, blah, blah, blah. I'm not taking peanuts. Sorry. And stick to your guns. Now, if you're desperate for $1,000 or something, you might take that and run. But if you don't need the money and you can work around and wait around and help them understand that they got this wrong, wait it out and get paid for your car, man. I know people that are selling, it's public knowledge, V70Rs for $30,000. Now, if people are selling these cars for $30,000, why would you let them total yours out for $1,000? I don't do it. Now, I tell people that I fear insurance companies more than I fear God. Because God loves you. Insurance companies, all they want is your money. And if you don't do what they say do, they'll drop you. And they got the government backing them up so they get away with that crap. The government not backing up the church and God, but they backing up insurance companies, doctors, and people like that. So it kind of sucks when they mandate something you got to do. But again, be patient, work with them, and tell them you're not taking peanuts. Now, if the car's a piece of junk crap, take your $1,000 and run with it. But if the car is a decent car, you've been putting some money into it, it's clean, tell them you're not taking those peanuts, man. They got the wrong person. Not your fault. They don't know what cars are worth. it's their job to know what they're worth. That's what they're in the business of doing, insuring people's cars. But if they got it wrong, tell them, hey, y'all got this wrong, and I'm not taking those peanuts. So, see y'all in court. The first time Queen Bee, well, that time Queen Bee got burned up, they tried to total the car out for $2,300. Man, I laughed at them. I told them, I'm not taking no $2,300, and I'm not totaling this car out. This car is worth $5,000. And how y'all trying to total it? And the damage is only half of the value of the car. So they gave me the check to fix the car and left my title alone. That's when they got burnt by that car with the bad head gasket. So anyway, hey, I'm just about home. I got to sign off. I appreciate it. I'll answer the rest of the comments on here with another video, or just reply to the remarks. I appreciate you guys keeping me company while I was on this long road trip. And I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and happy and safe New Year and holiday season. I'm out. God bless you guys.